70 pounds in a luggage bag is really not as many as you think. I traveled back to the States from Dubai with some of the hottest and newest fragrances. Let's talk about them. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the latest drops, and I was only, unfortunately, able to bring some of my favorite ones. Now, there were quite a few fragrances that I really didn't care for or enjoy that, unfortunately, I was either gifted or purchased. One of which include a Qissa fragrance. I think it was 2 small vials. I don't remember the names, you guys. I'm really sorry. I wanted to be able to share both sides of the spectrum of like good, moderate, whatever. But as we get into some of these fragrances, if I remember any of them, I'll pop them up on the screen and let you know, because ultimately I should be able to, warn you of the ones that I've personally tried and don't enjoy, and why, obviously keeping personal opinions to a limit. I should share personal opinions. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started into some of the best fragrances that I came home with and why. Moving into the first one, this was a pleasant surprise. It's a cheapie, like a definition of a cheapie, because these are usually cheap as shit, like $30, or sometimes even less sometimes. The DNA is not new by any means. It's Sauvage Elixir. Except this one, it's like you went in your thobe and you walked over some bakhur and then you sprayed Sauvage Elixir. So it's like incensed out Sauvage Elixir. If you don't like spices, just probably click the screen a couple times to fast forward past this, but it smells like a Middle Eastern version of Sauvage Elixir. And I fucking love it. It's like if you took that DNA and added oud. Simple as that. It's smokier, it's more incensey, so don't grab it and be like, oh my God, it smells like smoke. I'm telling you that. I'm literally telling you that right now. But because of that, I love it. Longevity, it's the entire day. And whenever I want to remember what the Middle East smells like, I'm spraying it with this. A little infusion of Sauvage Elixir and the Middle East. In all honesty, sometimes I'm like, is a really good cologne the best? Or is a really good twist the best? And I think I'm starting to like the twists. Moving on. This one, I was invited to an event in Dubai, and it was for Soul of Bali, but I didn't even know what the fragrance smelled like. I got back to the hotel, they sent me a couple of their fragrances along with like Valencia and like some of the other ones, I don't remember, Casablanca. A lot of them were really good, but this one stood out the most because of its unique characteristics. The notes of this one include something like saffron and cardamom, some oriental spice, but it's really not done that high. And then also the contrast is something tropical. So I believe it's the note of mango, if I'm not mistaken, and rhubarb. And that in itself ends up, or you end up with something that's super unique. And I can kind of understand the whole ideology behind this. Rumored to have had creators or perfumers travel to Bali itself, spend an entire week or a couple weeks, and get inspired by the fragrance or scent of that region and create a fragrance. And what you end up with is something that, in my opinion, is truly niche. It doesn't smell like anything I've smelled before. And it's so different. And this is one where it's literally like I have to think about what I'm smelling. It has something that's slightly vegetal in the cucumber and watery territory, backed up with something tropical that's going to be in like the mango realm. And then underneath it, you have like this crisp but also slightly spiced undertone coming from cardamom. The saffron isn't anything crazy metallic, it's just super unique, and I think that personally for the price, it's absolutely worth the price tag. It smells niche. There is one characteristic, or I should say 2 about this, that you really have to enjoy before you pick this up. It's going to be olive atom, the frankincense, and then also the note of patchouli. This has a pretty decent dose of piney earth. The pine coming from the olive atom or the luban, and then the earth coming from the note of patchouli. So, I think this is incredible, but it is for niche connoisseurs. You are gonna pay a little bit of a premium, but you get the longevity, you get the scent profile. If you are one to really dissect a fragrance and live with it, this is a really good one to live with. It's called Soul of Bali by Swiss Arabian, and it's also an extrait de parfum. Next one, brand new from French Avenue, it's called Atlantis Extrait, and this is basically watermelon, okay, in a bottle. It's literally the closest watermelon fragrance. Oh my God, didn't you say about this fragrance? Bro, life goes on, shit gets better. If not, then why the f do we exist? This is the best watermelon fragrance. And in fact, it's a dupe of this fragrance. Let me see, give me here 1 second. Cue the elevator music. Yeah, we got it. It's After Room 1015 Wave Child. And this fragrance in itself is like one of the most naturalistic watermelon recreations, you guys. And aside from the watermelon, it does have like this creamy, viscous layer to it, and it's coming from coconut. Coconut in itself can either come off smelling like lotion, and depending on how concentrated it is, it gets thicker and creamier, or it gets less viscous, if you will. So imagine like this lotion texture, but like the most watered down version of that. So it's watermelon infused with coconut. Simple as that. It's really good. It's really unique. It's watermelon. You really have to be in the mood for something like this. And for the short, I stuck it out of a watermelon, and it was probably the most accurate description I can give for this. It lasts a pretty damn good amount of time, considering that this is a hand sample. So I can't give you exact performance. You're at your own until I test the official bottles. But till then, it's really good. And where can I find it, bro? As soon as it's available, I promise. You can find it on Shop AROMATIX. Moving on. Next one is also going to be very soon. It's the Champion series. This is a series where I really wanted to grab all three. Unfortunately, I couldn't because of weight restrictions. It limits you to 70 pounds, and carrying my AROMATIX fragrances was top priority. And the little minis, by the way, that are out now, or not out now, coming soon. And so this was the best one out of that pack that I took. I'm not the craziest about some of the other ones, but the quality is great. And there's one reason why, because one of them is Le Male Elixir, absolutely incredible. And the other one is like Atlantis Absolute. I actually really wish I took all of them, in all honesty. I keep telling myself that like, it's okay, whatever. You know, the Le Male Elixir DNA, I'm not like the biggest fan anyway, so cool. But still, even just having them for the freaking bottles, pretty disappointed. This is the best one though. It's Champion Goat. And this one smells like YSL Myself. And that in itself has a freshness, some citruses, and orange flower. It's like a sheet, a white fabric sheet that's sprayed with a mist of citruses. Simple as that. Longevity for this one has never given me less than 6 hours, but also never more than around 8 hours. It's called Champion Goat. Moving on into one that you probably haven't seen yet. Now look, I know there's a lot of people that are gonna be like, oh my God, Sauvage, really? Yeah. Sauvage, really. Sauvage is incredible. It still gets compliments. It's one of the best men's fragrances of all time, right there next to Atlantis. And you know why? Because that fragrance itself was created off of the backbone of Atlantis. Go and smell them. Smell them together. But anyways, no, this is per the perfumers. Like literally, the brief, the first step of making a fragrance of Sauvage started with an Atlantis fragrance that's more mass appealing. And you end up with Sauvage. It's a great fragrance. It still gets compliments. It's a little bit harsh if you go for the EDT, but the Eau de Parfum is the best one. And this, today, is the best inspo. Why, you may ask? Well, because they've waited a pretty damn long amount of time until everybody stopped making those, and then they dropped one with their, highest quality now. This is called Zenith Blue by French Avenue. The best inspo today. It still works. Something you wear every day. And luckily enough for you, nobody else is wearing it anymore, at least. Everyone's rocking Sauvage Elixir, and I personally think that that's less of a mass appealing fragrance than that. Performance for this one, it's easily 6 hours plus, and I'm not gonna give it a cap because I didn't really pay too much attention, but I do remember smelling it almost the entire day, okay? The main thing that makes this one different is the fact that you can really smell the citrus, the peppers, and the ambroxan. It's not like a mush. It doesn't smell like cheap shit. Simple as that. There's nothing more to be said about a Sauvage DNA. Moving on. This next one is one of my favorite inspos from God of Fire. It's called Cartier Luminous by AROMATIX Prestige. It's not the Clone War winner. If it's not out yet, make sure to stay tuned, like, follow, and all that good stuff so you don't miss it. And if it is out, then you know which one is the winner. But this one, it's my favorite twist. One of my favorite twists, because God knows there's about 15 of those. Anyways, this one has a little bit more ambers and more vanilla, confirmed per the actual brand themselves, and also it's going to perform even better. So you'd imagine that something with more ambers and vanilla will give you less of like the contrasting peppers, right? That's just usually how it goes. The density of using the note of vanilla is a little bit heavier, and it'll weigh down on some of those top notes. But I don't know how they do it, maybe increased ambroxan, etc. This one really still protrudes through the increased density of the fragrance, and you still get that carbonated vibe. And when I say effervescence, or whenever anybody says effervescence, you would imagine that they are talking about when you pop the can of soda and you feel those pricks on your nose. That's carbonation, basically. So that's pretty much it. It's one of my favorite ones, really high quality, and one of the longest lasting ones too. Closest? No. Next one, I can't get my nose off of this. It's called Gracia. Gracia. Whatever one of the three is right, that's what it's called. This is by French Avenue, and this smells like Liquid Imaginaire's Blanche Bête. And I think there's a lot of white florals, but also the note of tonka bean. This is absolutely beautiful, but it might not be for everybody. The one thing I love about this is how soft it is. It's like comforting. It's so smooth and sweet and floral and even a little musky. If you want a tonka bean based fragrance that's soft and not spicy, but still sweet, with this woody style of undertone, this is a really good one. So that fragrance, Blanche Bête, has been getting a lot of hype, and this is basically an answer to that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That pretty much concludes the first episode into some of the best fragrances I got while in Dubai. Got a lot of fragrances, you guys, a lot, including some designers like the Invictus, and then the Drake fragrance, which was, in all honesty, like at first, like, okay, I respect what he's doing and shit, but like now it's like, I will never spray that on ever again. And it's funny because fragrance, yes, it is subjective, but just like tastes, right? The more you smell something, the more you eat something, the more you live with something, like your wives probably, or your girlfriends, the less you like them. Say I'm wrong. All right, it's the same for fragrance. That's it. Have a good day. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. She's probably telling you to unsubscribe from this right now. I'm sorry. Okay? Peace.